Mm. Ooh, girl, that wind is blowing. Child, we had some really nice weather the other day, really the past few days. And then I stepped outside, honey, it's cold as hell out there. Now, it was raining, but I'm like, girl, do not bring us a cold front. Okay? Do not do that. Please don't. But either way, all in all, I'm praying it warms up this weekend. Okay, but listen, so I'm about to talk about this show called Age of Attraction. And for you guys that don't know, this show is on Netflix. Again, it's called Age of Attraction. I just learned as I'm watching the first few minutes of it that the show is hosted by Nick Viall of, I guess, Viall Files, the guy that has his podcast. He interviews a lot of Love Island people or whatnot. But all in all, he and his wife are hosting this show, and it's really interesting. So they bring all of these strangers together at a retreat, and at this retreat, what they're required to do is date everybody there. Okay, and based off of your attraction, and if you guys are getting a vibe, you're gonna choose your particular person that you like. You're going to take them to a promise room, and you guys are going to exchange commitment rings, right? You get to ask the person anything that you want. The only thing that you cannot ask them is how old they are, which is why it's called Age of Attraction. So people are going to date. Of course, they're going to be more so drawn to the person they're attracted to, whether it's physically, mentally, whatever, but they're not going to know their age. I said, okay, this kind of cute. Okay, I'm tuned in. I'm tuned in. Now, what's going to happen is once they go into that commitment room, they exchange commitment rings or whatever, then their age is going to be revealed. And if you decide that, okay, oh my God, you're like 20 years older than me. Okay, I'm willing to continue to try this out. If you want to continue to try it out, then you're going to leave the retreat as a couple. Right. And then you're going to move in with each other. Ain't that crazy? I said, oh, so this is a different type of love is blind. Child, age is blind is what they calling it. For real, for real. Age is blind. So the people are going to move in together. Then at some point it's going to be similar to Love is Blind. You're going to be introduced to your, different family and friends, introduce them to your people. And then after that, you're going to make a decision on whether you want to stay with this person or you want to end the entire experience as single. Like, this didn't work out. I'm cool. I'm moving on. All right. So that's what's going on. And everybody has to date every single person there. So it's kind of like one of those I forgot what you call those dates that people go on. Y'all know what I'm talking about, so put it in the comments. It's like where you hop from one table to another table to this table. I forgot what it's called. I keep thinking blind dating, but I feel like it's called more than that. But yeah, but all in all, I also want to let y'all know this. Like, I'm gonna be doing my review of this show just a little bit different. I'm gonna pretty much be talking about it as I go, as I'm watching it. Okay, I'm gonna pop in, pop out as I'm watching it. Anything that sticks out to me, I'm gonna come back and chat with y'all about it. I'm probably not gonna take any notes. I don't know if I'm gonna do that for the whole show, but at least for the first episode, I'm definitely gonna do that. First thing I want to say, Teresa is a trip. Miss Girl got up here and said she always dated people her age because it was the right thing to do. BITCH, I holla. Okay. I said, girl, not because it's what it's the right thing to do. Who said that? Who said that, girl? These men be out here doing it water periodically time, honey. So I feel like shit, if they could do it, then you could do it too. You ain't had to date that man. But yeah, there was another girl. She's a sports journalist, and I'm trying to make sure that I capture her name. Because Miss Girl sat down with this dude. I think her name was Chloe. Chloe sat down with this dude named West, and Chloe sat up there and she was like, honey, what you do? How much money you making? What you do for a living? And he said, for real? She was like, okay, what kind of job do you do? He was like, oh, really? He was like, so we diving straight in. She's like, yeah, what you do? He was like, damn, girl. I said, listen, now, Chloe, I kind of feel like, now that was rude. At least get to know the man. You know what I'm saying? Just get to know him a little bit. But at the same time, like, bitch, I know that's right, girl. Get what's your job and how much you make? Okay? I need to see if you're on my level immediately. I need to see if you're bringing what I'm bringing to the front. Okay? But child, let me be quiet. I'll be back. Honey. Let me see. Let me go watch a little bit some more. Baby, listen, Libby I'ma like Libby, and Libby gonna get on my damn nerves, okay? I feel like Libby may end up finding a person for her to match with that she's gonna be on the show with for a few days. So first of all, Libby said that she used to date younger guys, but she really want to date older men because dating younger guys is like, I guess, stressful or whatever the case is for her. So one of the first guys she ended up seeing with is David. I'm gonna tell y'all right out the gate. David is handsome, and David is giving like 45. Between 45 and 50, baby. David look good, but Libby, he don't even try because it's given she could be his child. They sit down and she gonna tell this man, my dad's name is David. He was like, okay. You like your dad? You know what I'm saying? Woo. Either way, that's what she said now. Now, in addition to that, what else did she say? So she was like, I'm a big Swiftie. Just so you know, I'm a big Swiftie. He was like, okay, that's cool. Like, that's fine. He was like, you don't have to feel shame for that. She was like, and I don't feel shame for that. He was like, okay, so how many concerts have you been to? Have you been to it? She was like, one. He was like, wait a minute. You calling yourself the biggest Swiftie and you only been to one concert? Baby, I holler. I holler. And so she over there like, she said, oh, I'm sorry. Are people like, do they go to more than one concert? And he was like, no. I'm like, yeah, we do, BIC. Yeah, we do. At our big grown ages, we will go to, if we like you, okay, we going to more. I've been to Beyonce and I'm going to more Beyonce. And I'm going to some more Beyonce when them tickets drop. Okay, girl? Understand? Yes. If you likes them like that, you going some more than one. Why you sit up here talking about a Swiftie? But anyway, child, it just showed me that I was like, girl, this ain't what you want. This ain't, because this man gonna treat you like a child. Because some of the shit you gonna say, it's not gonna make sense. And that man gonna be on your head. So like, girl, what the hell is you talking about? Da, da, da. Like, and you're just not gonna, you're gonna feel worse, I feel, with this big grown man because you have not experienced life in the same way that he has. In comparison to them young boys that you done mess with. So Libby gets in the confessional and she like, she just looked at the camera. She said, am I the problem? You might be. You could potentially be the problem. And the fact that they showed us that clip makes me think that you might end up being a problem later on. But right now, if you get with an older man, y'all both gonna be the problem. Y'all both gonna be the problem, okay? So I'm hoping you find somebody that's close in your age, girl, because this man has salt and pepper hair, just a little piece. So we already know that he giving 40-something. But either way, I'll be back. Ooh, child, listen. These men is digging on these older women. It seems like baby Tristan said, I ain't got no type, but you do. Tristan said that when he saw Kim Zolciak in the parking lot or whatever, I guess she was pushing her Bentley at the time, child. When he was 13 years old, he said he knew that's when he that was that lady, that type of lady was gonna be his type. That's what he said. And I'm like, sir, go ahead on. Go ahead on, young man. Not you 13 years old, you over here looking at it. Is she your type today? I'm wondering, okay? But you do got a type because you went over there to that blonde haired woman, okay? And her name was Erin. Was Erin hair blonde? I think it was blonde, but whatever it was, girl, I like the little vibe between them. Child, listen, we gonna see. I gotta see him on a few more dates. But Andrew, meet a guy named Andrew. He got like 2 daughters, right? Andrew is very handsome, very much so cute. I thought he was gonna sit down and talk to my girl Vanell, but he didn't. Okay, it was weird because as quick as he sat down, he got his ass up, and I said, "Oh, I mean, was that your way of saying, oh yeah, we don't date? I don't date black folk. I don't know what it was, but he got up. Okay." We didn't get to see much of their interaction before Andrew moved on to the next lady, okay? Now, he said he typically like to date younger women, but y'all know he got 2 daughters, so now he looking for somebody that's in his life or that would be willing to be in his life based on what he got going on with them 2 daughters. It's time to grow up, okay? So he needs somebody that's mature, but if they are younger and they are mature, he'll take it. So we shall see what is he gonna connect with somebody. Now let's get to Vanell and Justin. Like I kind of like their vibe. Now Justin had got in the confessional and said something about him being married for 5 years, but it didn't work out. Well, Justin, you kind of give me a certain type of vibe, and I'm not gonna say what kind of vibe it is. I'm gonna let y'all leave that type of vibe down in the comments. Thank you. But can I say that when Vanell came over, and I think that's how you say her name, and she was talking to Justin, he told her right out the gate that she had some emotional intelligence about herself, and she said, "Dang, you can pick that up already." And he was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Baby, he been watching you. That's why." Baby, he like what he see. Okay, I don't know. That's just what it seemed like. Okay, I just said, girl, he been watching her while he sitting up to somebody he ain't got no type. Okay, I guess I did. But can we get to Justin? Justin had said that. Was it Justin? No, I think we just talked about. I think what? Now, see, I about to got myself mixed up because I think his name was Andrew. I think we had talked about. No. Yeah, we talked about Andrew first. Then we got us to Justin. Justin said that he was married for 5 years. We got us to Justin already. But John, I like John and Teresa a little piece too. Okay, John sitting up there looking like Prince Harry. When he said the people told him he looked like Prince Harry, I said, baby, I can see that. I can see that. I can see you being a distant cousin, just a little piece. Okay, I can see that. So I'm like Tristan with Aaron. I like that. And I'm liking Mr. Man with Teresa as of this time, John, aka Prince Harry, cousin. I'm liking them too. They had a cute little vibe. They over there chit chatting, talking. That man said, because people tell me I look like him, I'm looking for my Meghan Markle without the drama. I said, child, I guess, son. We're gonna see how that works out. But I feel bad for Teresa, and I really want Teresa to find her love while she's here, because my girl said that she was married twice and she got emotional and said she just had some really bad relationships. Now I want to know more about Teresa's relationships, because remember, Teresa was the first one they opened the show up with. They opened the show up with Teresa, and Teresa was saying that she dated men her age because it was the right thing to do. Okay. But then Teresa, at the same time, you sounded like you probably had some arranged marriages. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I want to know more about it. And I feel like Teresa, because they opened the show up with her, some part of me feel like she might get what it is that she wants to have by the end of the show. They may have found love in this age of attraction world, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Okay, we just on episode 1, so we'll have to see. Y'all, please make sure y'all go and check it out if you have not checked it out, and come down in these comments and talk to me about it, so I don't feel like I'm watching it by myself. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me say this real quick. Even though it's kind of giving a little bit of love, it's blind tease. It's definitely giving Love Island as well, because they're on this retreat. They just got their clothes on and it's giving grown and sexy a little piece. All right. First of all, Teresa and John over there talking like the next day or whatever, because they're staying at the retreat, and he just got her laughing and stuff. It's just super cute. And she opens up and tells him that she has 3 kids. Right. She has a 29-year-old, a 25, and a 22-year-old. So she don't know how old this man is. She's concerned that he could be as young as her kids' age, and she's like, damn, like, I don't know how my kids gonna react to this. But I really think that man in his mid 30s to mid 40s. All right, that's what I think John is. I can't wait for him to reveal his age. Now, meanwhile, you got Justin and Vanell, okay, over there chit chat. Remember, Justin was the one that told Vanell, like, hey, I think that you have emotional intelligence or whatever. She's like, oh, you can read that right up from the beginning. He was like, yeah, these two live on 2 different sides of the coast. I think he's in Charleston, South Carolina. She's out there in Dallas, Texas. And what I like, even though they're so far away, it does give a little bit of the Love Island seas a little bit, but I like that they're not in one particular area. You know, like with Love is Blind, they're only in Ohio. I like that they bringing people from around the world together. The only problem is because sometimes you can't find nobody in your area, right? But you know, the only problem is if these people decide to truly commit to each other. What is that gonna look like? And when they tell these couples that they have to go and live with each other, where they gonna live at? Or do they have to choose which home state they're gonna go to? Are y'all gonna like move where Vanell is? Y'all gonna set them up a shop over there in Dallas? Are y'all gonna set up a shop over there in South Carolina? Or are y'all gonna find a central location, maybe in Cali, and just fly the families out? I'm looking forward to seeing how this whole thing finna play out. But they got me intrigued, BIT. Like, I'm tuned in, okay? I'm tuned. Okay, child, we still over here on Justin and Vanell, and I gotta tell y'all. So with Justin and Vanell, he asked her, first of all, he told us his age in a confessional, and thanks, Justin. We kind of figure he's 44. But aside from that, so he asked her like if she wants kids or anything. Her first response to this man was, I'm open to be married, or yeah, I want to be married. And I was kind of like, but does that mean you want kids because you want to be married? Like, I mean, what I took it as is that having children is not a priority for me. Being married, okay, and being with my partner is more of a priority than having some damn children. But then she follows it up with saying, okay, she was like, I mean, if I don't have any kids, like, I'm okay with that. But I don't think that was her first thought. But she says, if my partner wants children, then I want children. If my partner does not want children, I don't want children. Okay. I kind of don't like how she worded that a little bit. You know, because to me, it still sounds like you don't want no damn kids. But also it just sounds like she's open to it. You know, I think what she's trying to communicate is that I don't want to be a single mama. Like, yeah, I will have children if that's what my partner wants to do. I want us to both want that and to be that. And luckily for her, if this is the person that she chooses and they want to have kids, Justin has always wanted to be a dad. Always wanted to be a dad. Feel like he was called to be a dad, but it just never happened. It wasn't like in his cards to be a dad. And of course, he feels like, yeah, you could just go out there and find somebody and just have a child with him, but he don't think that's for him. Okay, not to just find somebody and plant your seed on them and go from there. And I think that's very responsible of him to do so. You know, but I do wonder, like, what took place with the last lady? Like, what happened with girl? It ain't even about her no more. Okay, these people been long divorced, child. We trying to see what's up with him and just him and Vanell, child. But anyway, honey. Y'all, Justin pulling at my heartstrings. Justin is pulling at my heartstrings. Justin says, you know, sometimes you'll wake up and be like, dang, it may not happen. Right? As he gets older, I think he's thinking that the opportunity of him being a father is less and less. And he said, you know, but it's okay. The way his voice kind of changed when he said it's okay as he looked into the camera, it was like he was bracing himself and trying to stop himself from being emotional. And I'm just like, oh my God, why is he so sweet? But the verdict's still out on you, Justin, because y'all be coming up here being all sweet, then y'all be on some other shit. And then we learn why a woman don't want to have no child with your ass. Understand? So the verdict's still out on you, honey. You know that. All right? Know that. However, all right, I was like, dang, I've never heard it from a guy like that. I'm always seeing women on TV and stuff crying over not being able to have a child and stuff or whatever. And just a little bit, just a little piece, okay? Just a little piece. You know, you just a little piece, but my eye on you, honey. Child, they got people set up on activities. Okay, I guess these activities set up as some type of dates as well or whatever. Because in the confessional, first of all, the first activity is like a water rafting or a white water rafting or whatever they're about to do. And Libby over here digging Andrew, and Andrew over here feeling hurt. And he said something like, "I was kind of excited to know that Libby was going to be on this date." So I said, "I guess they calling the activities dates. All right, they all the same thing. It's all cool." But what I did not like was Andrew. I do believe is the one that has the two children, and then he says that Libby is the type of chick that he typically dates. Blonde haired, beautiful, all this and that. And I'm like, baby, Libby is a bit immature though. You can kind of tell. Libby is a little too damn young to be with you, and you got two kids. Now, I don't know. Again, she ain't gonna know his age, but I do wonder how Libby is gonna react when she learns that he has two children. Libby, I don't know. I gotta see this. I've got to see, like, is she gonna take the stance of he could just take care of me, yada yada yada, whoop de whoop, or if she's gonna be like, nah, you got kids, and I ain't trying to be nobody's stepmom. I'm finna scoot back a little bit. We gonna have to see. Again, I don't know. Libby might be the problem child. Okay, well, the conversation has happened. So pretty much Andrew done sat up there and said that, he's a young, hot dad, baby. He said he ain't ready to grow up yet and be boring as hell. Oh, okay then. All right. And Libby, they're over there chit-chatting and stuff like that. And he learns that she's a hardcore Swiftie or whatever. And so he asked her why she was there. She was like, listen, the guys that I date or, used to date, they were, the younger guys, they were really immature. So, of course, she wants a more mature guy. And he said, well, I'm here for like the same reasons. Like, I want to find me a partner. Like, I'm real serious about it. I'm not playing. I'm a father. I got two kids or whatever. She was like, oh, okay, I like kids. He was like, okay, but have you ever dated somebody with kids? And she was like, no. She was like, but I don't think that's the scariest thing in the world. In so many words, she was like, because I feel like that shows me that you could be a great father. At least that's what I would hope. Should she want kids at some point, right? I'm like, okay then. The conversation didn't go as bad as I thought. All right. I got my eye on y'all too. Y'all kind of cute though, but I got my eye on y'all, honey. Especially you, Miss Libby. Am I the problem? So Andrew asked her if she wants to get married, right? And it didn't seem like he was really joking because he wasn't laughing that hard. He wasn't saying I was joking or whatever. So I'm like, wait a minute. So y'all going into and that's what I was wondering. When y'all go into these promise rooms, are those marriage proposals or something when you put on these rings is what I'm wondering. Because I'm like, huh? Like, does she want to like marry you? Like, is that the purpose of the room? Child, we're going to see. I hope they ain't trying to get married. I hope it's just like girl, what? Yeah, nah, can't be. Honey, my girl Vanell got options, baby. And I love it for her. So Jorge, I think that's how you say his name, child. The criminal defense attorney or whatever. Honey, he is digging my girl Vanell. He said he like a woman that's opposite of him, right? He's more like outgoing and everything, but she's more like peaceful energy, quiet and stuff like that. He said he needs somebody that's gonna be able to calm him down a little bit. I guess, honey. He said he was married at the age of 26. He ended up getting divorced at the age of 30. He got two kids. My girl ain't got no kids. And see, that's kind of why I kind of want her to pick Justin a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want no kids, that's if you want kids, right? Because Justin really wants kids. If you don't want no kids and he don't want no kids, then girl, you might need to get with him. I don't know. Okay. He asked her like, what's like her passion or whatever. And she said faith. It's really important for her to like, honor God and stuff, and he could understand because he also is like a preacher's kid. He said he's a PK or whatever, and so he was like, okay, well then, what kind of man you like? What you looking for in a man? Or what? She's like, I want a man that's God fearing. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody that's dominant but not overpowering. He was like, oh, okay, dominant but not overpowering. I think he gives that dominant energy, but I feel like he can also possibly be overpowering as well. I don't know if anybody else picked up those vibes. I feel like he could, or just very persuasive at times. Okay, so it's something about it. And hopefully he'll reveal his stuff a bit more as they're continuing to go out here on these dates and stuff. And we'll just have to see. Because she was like, you know what? You give like the whole package though. Like you got the whole package. And I'm really surprised that you're single. And I'm like, because he probably too damn much to handle. He might have his expectations. He might have like too much. He might put too much pressure on the ladies. It's like, I don't know. But we got to figure out what that is. But also, what is the reason that Justin is, why are you single? Are you not dominant enough? What's going on? But my girl got options, and they're completely opposites. They are complete opposites. I love it for her. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how this play out now. Y'all, I'm tripping. Why am I over here at the screen screaming, yes, yes, yeah? Why am I so excited about John and Teresa? Like, why am I'm too damn giddy. So first of all, he decided to be, first of all, I love in my personal how intentional John is when it comes to Teresa. Okay. He sets up some type of bonfire date for them. They got some wine. They sit over there just talking. It's super freaking cute. And she opens up, I think he used to play baseball. He thought he was going to go to the league or whatever. I think she ended up getting recruited for something in softball. So they got some similarities there. He asked her if she has any siblings. And she's like, oh, yeah, I had a brother. It's really sensitive, because her brother was 3 years older than her. And he passed away when she was 18 years old. He was a big figure in her life. He said, you want to talk about it? She was like, no, not really. And I feel it. I feel it that she's already withholding the tears. I'm not here to cry. I'm okay with it. I just want to, enjoy the moment, right? And so they're just talking, continuing to chit chat and talk about life and stuff like that. And he was like, he just started looking at her. He said, I'm going to go for it. I love it. And they both leaned in and they kissed each other. Like, the attraction is so mutual and I like it for them. I don't think he that much younger than her. I mean, let me say, I feel like she could, I hope she's not in her 50s. If she is in her 50s, I feel like she looks great. Like, she looks younger because I feel like she may be in her mid to late 40s in my personal. And him, I think they may be 10 years apart. Child, we might need to start betting on this, don't we? I think they may be a smooth 10 years apart at most. He too mature. He can't be in his 20s. And I refuse to believe he in his early 30s. I'm sorry. I think that they may at least be 10 years apart. And he might be in his top 40s. I mean, we're going to see. Let's talk about Tristan real quick, because at one point I was feeling Tristan and Aaron and I liked it, but they go on this activity where I guess they're doing like a wine tasting or whatever they're doing, because Justin and Vanell are there, as well as Teresa, John, and some others, right? But I feel like, this guy is really, Tristan is really making the moves on Aaron, and I kind of feel a way about it. She over there slick cringing the hell out because she said he remind her of her nephew, and she don't know if she gonna let him in her bed. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I could see if it's a situation like Teresa and her guy where they just felt the moment and they kissed. But when he says you want to start making out, I'm like, okay, you a little childish. Okay, you seem to have a little piece of a fetish for the older women. Like, it's something about it that I don't really like, Tristan. We got to keep our good eyes on you, sir. Yeah, Tristan, baby, you weird. Talk about my mama is only 19 years older than me. Yeah, my mom, she's only 19 years older than me. And this may sound weird, but if they're not as hot as my mom, then I'm not gonna date you. Like, I'm confused. Wrap him up. Wrap him up. Wrap Tristan up. It's time for Tristan to probably go get some rest. Okay, because I'm a little cringed out a little bit just from this overall interaction with Aaron. It's a little weird. But I'm okay. And then my mom is only 19 years older than me. Like, what? 19 years old? So you'll date somebody that's as old as your mama? I guess so. That's what he's saying. But you got to be as hot as my mom. So are you looking for your mama and other women? I mean, I guess, child, that's what they do. Good luck, sir. Baby, I'm liking these little pieces of kisses that's dropping down, okay? Because Justin was over there talking to Vanell, baby. He said he don't really fall easily, but he will say that he really, really like her for the most part. Okay, he's feeling her. She said that she likes the fact that she got that she has Justin and Jorge on her arm, but she just feels like Justin is so sweet, and I feel like she leaning more towards Justin, baby. And they done finally had that kiss with each other. And I'm loving it so much. Because he was looking at her and she was like, don't look at me like that. He was like, I'm looking at you. I said, like, you about to kiss her. And that's exactly what she said. She's like, you about to kiss me. Like, I don't know. I feel all giddy and stuff like that. But eventually he leans in, baby. He gives her a kiss and she accepts it, baby. And I'm not mad at it. If she chooses Justin, I will like it. I just hope that Justin ultimately turns out to be truly the sweet guy that it looks like he's giving, right? I'm hoping he turns out to be a great choice if that's who she ends up picking in the end. Baby, listen to me. Okay, girl. Okay, let's get this. Okay. So John and Teresa done went down to the promise room, and I'm really happy for them. You know, they seem to genuinely like each other. I'm loving the connection. They put on the rings, made whatever commitment to each other, and they put it on the right hand. I said, okay. Because I was like, is it finna go on the left hand? I love that they put it on the right hand, okay? It's a commitment between both of them. They are the first ones to go into the promise room, right? Well, it's time for her to reveal her age. She seems to be struggling with that. She does say in the confessional that she's hoping that he is, when it comes to his age, that he's about 38. When I hear that, that leads me to believe that she's about 48 years old. So if she's 48, then that would put them within a 10-year age range, and it wouldn't be so bad, right? Well, what he comes and tells us in the confessional before it cuts to give us the previews of the season or whatever, he tells us that he is, y'all ready? 27 years old, child. I said, ooh, baby. So y'all about 20 to 21 years apart, ain't you? She said he gonna be completely shocked at her age. Now, if her ass is in her 60s, that's crazy, but she don't look like it. She'll, you know, I think I said that I felt like she was between 44 and 50. Maybe even I said 50, not sure. But yeah, if she's 48 years of age, I could believe that. And child, I can't wait to see how she react. Because her child, she said she got a 29-year-old. Y'all know that, right? She got a 29-year-old, a 25, and a 22-year-old. Okay, so I think that 25 and that 29-year-old, you definitely gonna have to worry about them. So this should be interesting. But he gives so much of a older. I was refusing to believe that he was in his 20s because his vibe gives mid-30s to 40s. That's the vibe that he gives. But y'all, listen, I'm tuned in like I told y'all, all right? Make sure you like up this video. Make sure you hop in the comments and share your thoughts about it, all right? Let me know that you was tuned in, all right? I am Jami, that's me, and I am going to catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking the drama.